fellow bikers and travellers, and welcome to my first video on what you would pack for an adventure or a long distance bike journey. Well, it's very often when planning a long trip you tend to take too much or not enough. So after a lot of research, a lot of trips that I've taken in the past, I've narrowed it down to the essential items that I pack when I go on a journey. First of all, I'll start off, depending on where you're going, which countries you're going to. My next trip is going to be in India for 5 weeks of constant riding through mountains, cities, off-road and on-road. And for that reason, one of the first things I've packed is a first aid kit. Doesn't have to be too elaborate, just pack as much as you can that you think you're going to need. Of the obvious things, bandages, plasters, antiseptics and so on. But a first aid kit is an essential item to have in your kit. A second item which is also essential to have is a head torch. There's nothing worse than having a torch in your mouth trying to do some on-the-road repairs, or even if you're stuck at night, it's good to have a torch to see exactly what you're doing. Another item which I think is essential for a trip is a Leatherman. Leatherman are reasonably inexpensive to get these days. It will help you out of a scrape. It's got most of the tools that you'll need to do just on-the-job repairs. Together with the Leatherman, it's essential that you take a roll of duct tape as well to do any temporary repairs that you can use to get yourself to the next area until you can get something fixed. Another item that's very, very important is a very inexpensive cargo net. These can be got online from eBay, very inexpensive. As you can see, it is reasonably small, but it does stretch to quite a large area. You can put your helmet, bottles of water, anything else that you want to put on, and as you can see, it folds down to a very small compact size and hardly any weight. Obviously with the cargo net you can take an assortment of oki straps, octopus straps, whatever you call them, and I take a whole range of different sizes. Again, for tying things to the sides of bikes, you can put them anywhere, almost on any type of a motorbike. Very handy to have, very annoying when you don't. But that's quite a handy item to have. Another item which I carry, which is a cable lock. You can get them for specifically, like this one is for motorcycles, which is a heavy duty. You can also get, you can use a bicycle lock, the same thing. As you can see with this particular one, I've got a very heavy duty padlock on it. This is good for tying your helmet onto your bike when you're stopping for coffee breaks or lunch breaks. And also if you've got, in our case we're going to have a couple of bikes, you can actually cable tie the two bikes together as well for security. Also very, very interesting item to have. One other thing you must do is when you're stopping for anywhere, put your cable tie over your bag, over your bike. Nobody's going to walk off with it. Another item which I take, especially for India, is a padlock. Padlocks are also very, very handy for locking things to your bike, or as in the case of India, wherever you stay, most of the guest lodges and the rooms that we stay in usually don't come with a lock, so a padlock is good. Again, you can lock things to your bike when you're stopping for lunch and for breaks. Another item which I carry is a universal fit camera mount or a phone mount, which can go onto handlebars, bull bars, back railing bars, wherever you've got a thing. It is adjustable and you can actually attach, as you can see, it's got a universal attachment on the top for cameras, whatever you want to put your GoPro and so on. Another item which I take, which is very essential, is wet wipes. These are very handy not only for a call of nature on the side of the road, but when you are working on the bike and you're getting grease all over your hands, Very, very handy to have and very inexpensive. It weighs hardly anything and it won't take up much room. Another item which I take is a day bag. This particular day bag is waterproof. Doesn't have to be, but when you finish your riding for the day and you want to go for a walk, it's nice to have something small that you can put your items into. And as you'll see, this thing also weighs very little, takes up very little space in the bag. Another item I take in case I don't use the day bag is a bum bag. This particular one has ample zips for you to put in your wallets, passports, anything that you don't want to lose. Again, very light, doesn't take much room. All of this, you're wondering what I'm going to put it into. Well, I have, you can have soft saddle bags, you can take tank top bags. I find they're very limiting as to what you can put in them. If you have the hard cases, the solid back case and the side bags, the problem with those is they're very limiting because you can't expand them. What I take, and it's a 100% waterproof bag. I can fit absolutely everything I need in for any length of any journey, and it's got shoulder straps so you can carry it during the day, but it really fits very easily on a bike. You can put it sideways like this and oki strap it down, or you can, if you're riding solo, you can put it lengthways as well, right behind you. And in the case of when we're going to India, we'll have Himalayan Royal Enfields, which has a parcel rack on the back. This bag will fit amply on there and you'll be able to slide it down. The other reason I like this bag is because it's soft. You can actually put a lot of stuff in there and you can expand it out to whatever size you need. Again, 100% waterproof, don't have to worry about your stuff getting wet. Lastly, one item which I take, which is a sheer luxury, but it's certainly helped me out more than once, is an item here which is a hammock. It's made out of parachute material, and it also has a built-in fly screen. If you're feeling tired, you want to have a rest, you don't have to lie on the floor, you can string this up. It's very rare that you'll find a place that won't have either two trees or steel poles, something you can tie this onto. If you've only got one tree, I've actually in the past tied it to the side of my bike and to a tree, as long as you make sure when you put it up, put it on the same side of your bike as the side stand so the bike doesn't topple over. Well, I hope that helps you to plan your trip. And please subscribe below and look out for my next videos, which will be the trip that Ryan and I are taking at the end of August. We'll be on the road for 5 weeks on Royal Enfield Himalayas, riding from New Delhi up into the lower Himalayas. Look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for watching. Bye.